Up next, lawsuits in the real estate industry, followed by selling Sheboygan. What are these lawsuits in the real estate industry? How soon could change come? And how will this affect buyers, sellers, and real estate agents? I will give you the 35,000-foot overview as fast as I can. Back in 2019, two major lawsuits were filed against the National Association of Realtors and their affiliated multiple listing systems, or MLSs. The first in Illinois, known as Moehrl versus NAR, and the second in Missouri, known as Sitzer versus NAR, since renamed to Burnett versus NAR. Both lawsuits were eventually granted class action designation and expanded to include major brokerages such as RE/MAX, Keller Williams, and Anywhere Real Estate, formerly known as Realody, which includes brands you might be familiar with such as Century 21 and Coldwell Banker, just to name a few of the defendants. The plaintiffs claim that the MLSs are regional monopolies and, because NAR has a requirement for clear cooperation with a buying broker, that they were forced to pay a commission to a buying agent. Now, the merits of these lawsuits and legal nuances is way too much detail to discuss in this video. This is just intended to familiarize viewers with the existence of these lawsuits and our current timeline. Also, no results of the two major lawsuits are available yet because they have not even begun. The larger of the two lawsuits, Moehrl versus NAR, is slated for 2024, while the smaller of the two, Burnett versus NAR, is scheduled to begin in mid-October of this year. If these two trials haven't even begun yet, what is the big deal? Well, a number of smaller lawsuits since sprung up around the country, and a lawsuit out of Massachusetts named Nosalek versus MLS PIN made big news on June 30th. Local plaintiffs sued the same major brokerages and their local MLS, known as MLS PIN, which serves about 80% of the market in Massachusetts. On June 30th, MLS PIN announced that they had reached a preliminary settlement with the plaintiffs. That settlement, which includes financial compensation, agreed to drop the requirement for a seller to pay a commission to the buying agent. This sent a small but warning shockwave through the entire industry, so much so that consultancy firm T360 penned an open letter to the industry on July 11th, encouraging both NAR and brokerages to begin requiring buying agents use a buyer-broker employment agreement, and that brokerages begin agent training and preparation for a world in which buyer commissions may no longer exist. Now, you're probably thinking to yourself, okay, thanks for the explanation, Ted, but how soon could these changes come? Great question to explain that there are two legal nuances that you do need to be aware of. The first nuance is that, even though it's only a preliminary settlement and only between the Massachusetts MLS and the plaintiffs, industry experts believe that the agreement may be used as a blueprint for the two larger lawsuits. The second nuance is that the plaintiffs in the upcoming Burnett case in Missouri can ask the judge for an injunction. If an injunction is awarded, it could temporarily suspend the requirement for buyer-broker compensation while the trial plays out. Now you're up to speed at that 35,000-foot perspective. So what does this mean for buyers, sellers, and real estate agents moving forward? If you are a buyer, you should expect the realtor you are working with to ask you to sign a buyer-broker employment contract to formally hire them. If you are a buying agent, now's the time to practice articulating your value and discuss in detail how you are compensated with the buyers you intend to represent. If you are a homeowner looking to sell, you may be provided an option in the months ahead to not pay a commission to the buying agent. However, there are ramifications to that choice, as not all buyers may be able to afford their own representation. And if you are a listing agent, now's the time to prepare for a world with a potential increase in unrepresented buyers. And whether you are a buyer or a seller, it will definitely mean that you need to be working with an experienced agent and brokerage who will help you navigate any upcoming legal changes. Now, the good news today is that those who prepare for any upcoming changes will be better positioned moving forward. So that brings you up to speed on where we are in summer 2023. How fast did I get that done? If this video brought value to you, please be sure to hit like and comment for a more in-depth analysis on what buyers might expect moving forward, what kind of options a seller might have, and what we can expect in a best case, worst case, and most likely scenario. Hit subscribe so you can be empowered with information when you're ready to take the next step. I'm Ted Bland with Libertas Real Estate, and remember, the best way to pay me a compliment is to tell your friends, family, and coworkers about me. Thanks for watching.